Okay. This is going to be the night to honor Irv and Michelle for a very select few of their very personal and close friends. We have decided to give this Troast, Toast, and Roast for them. They have no idea what's going on at all. So we've gathered a few of us, and we're all going to be saying our hellos and welcome to the Chronicle Restaurant. This was done on January 7th, 1984. And we hope that you like it, Irv and Michelle.
Hi, Mom.
Does anybody want a pencil and paper now to write?
Okay, are we off, Chuck? Okay.
Sill's party's coming.
Thank you. Okay. Here they go. Here they go. We'll applaud.
No surprise. No,
Just applaud.
Say something first. Jack has to say something.
Yeah, well, when Jack's ready to talk, stay quiet.
Thank you.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
I think that ought to be on tape. Just what he's doing. Yeah. Always yes, it should be.
Surprise and welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Hey. It's a surprise for you, baby, because we love you. Because we love you. Because we love you. Michelle and Irv, because we love you.
We did it.
You did it. Very good. Okay. Let's bring you up to the head table. Let's bring you to the head table. Let's bring you to the head table. Come on.
She came to the airport to pick me up today.
Yeah. They want to bring in the drinks.
Now you know why we want you to leave this.
Did we have a drink ordered? Yeah. We'll get it. What do you want to drink, Irv?
you wouldn't leave.
Irv, what do you want to drink? Scotch and water.
No,
Scotch and water.
This is the craziest thing ever.
That's right. Scotch and water.
Let's have a drink.
Yeah, let's have a drink. Let's have a drink. Let's have a drink. And then we can mingle afterwards. We've got plenty of time. How do you feel, huh?
I feel terrific. I shouldn't wonder. Sorry, sweetheart. We got you, buddy. We couldn't wait. We couldn't wait.
Okay.
Oh, God, it's unbelievable.
Hooray.
Come on.
You didn't know, huh, kid? We got you.
Don't make sense. Don't make sense.
We'll get you a scotch and water. Sounds good?
You need a drink, buddy?
Yeah.
What do you want? Scotch and water?
What do you want to
Scotch and soda. Scotch and soda.
I really don't care.
Okay, scotch and soda.
We did have a very good afternoon.
I need a scotch and soda.
Could you please leave the theater to sing? I think you're really You were hysterical. You said, I have to be something. She's a good actress. Man, is she an actress. Oh, good. Did she go to Vegas? Yeah, they were in Vegas. I had a babysitter.
Let me get over here, man.
I am.
Hey, we did it. We did it, honey. We did it.
I don't believe this whole fucking thing.
You don't believe this whole fakakta thing?
You don't believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it.
Well, we've been planning it for about 3 months.
Oh, my God.
Do I have a drink for you?
Why?
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 For 1,000 reasons. For 1,000 reasons. We'll tell you later on during the program.
God. Sit down and get warm. Whose napkin is this?
Who cares? Don't worry about it. Okay.
I tell you, we got him.
Got his boutonniere?
Yeah, he's got his boutonniere.
Yes. I did it with the lavender this week.
Irving!
Stand right there so someone doesn't.
Yeah, I have to stay close to the mic. I loved your expression. I wanted to get your ass inside this door before you went bananas. You're at bananas already.
He doesn't know what it's all about.
Okay, bring him up there.
This is unbelievable.
Aren't you glad you wore your car?
I'm so glad you didn't wear a long God, am I glad you were short? Me too. We all decided right.
You look great. You look great.
What is that? Terrific. It's your car.
Watch that stand.
It worked. It worked.
I think so. Right.
I'm so hungry. I know so are we.
Okay. Let's move him up.
Let me tell you what had happened when I found out. When I found
Take him to
out
his table.
that this was going to run into. He's putting one. He's taking it out. When I found out, I
cannot wait for all these prostates. I just can't. That's it.
Shouldn't you be between them?
Chuck, am I all right
I
over
agree.
here?
Wait a minute. They all put lipstick on.
Marlene, I didn't play left here. I want you to know that.
I know. You want me to put lipstick on you?
Laverne, you said you couldn't talk. Shut up.
Quiet.
Laverne,
10.
Quiet!
9, 8.
you said you couldn't talk. Shut up now.
You explain what.
Are you giving
Another director. Another director.
Yes,
Another director.
Okay,
Everybody's
who's
a
missing?
director.
Dee's missing. Anybody else missing?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Hold it here.
Too late.
So do I.
Let someone else hold it.
Okay, I am going to explain a few little things, and then I will let you know in which order each of you are going to speak. I hope you have something prepared. If you don't, you better get up and say something, because nobody's going to get away with it tonight. It will be 1 or 2 words.
That's not fair, Edie.
Sorry.
Irving's worried already.
She just got off a plane, Jackie. I really.
Okay.
I'm forgiven.
Then it can be 1 sentence. We're going to get up. Okay. 1 sentence. Here we go.
Shot.
Since I have been chosen to be the, excuse the expression, mistress of ceremonies.
You
this
chose
evening-
yourself, Edie.
No, I
By unanimous decision.
No, I didn't.
I didn't vote for you, Edie.
didn't. Well, who did? I got stuck with this job.
I voted for her. I wouldn't be stuck with that job.
I got a call that said, you are mistress of ceremonies. I did not ask for this job.
He's over there, yeah.
I want to make it clear why that choice was made. It seems, quote, the committee, unquote, a title that will be used often and never explained, quote, the committee, unquote, was looking for the most deceitful, and to put it more delicately, the best liar in the crowd.
You're right.
Here, here.
Got it.
In one word, me. I came up with the excuse to get you here and spend hours on the phone telling you about this strange formal party being given for Johnny's wedding. By the way, Johnny and Pat are in New York and have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Let's make a toast to Johnny.
Now, I want you to know that I have dot is going on. And somebody down the other end during the course of the evening said, if you say fuck, John gets oh, it was Chuck. If you say fuck, John gets so embarrassed.
Did he say fuck? Did he say that? Oh, Jesus, you don't say fuck in a place like this. No. What's the matter with you guys?
I refuse because John. Everybody watch John's face.
They did already.
By the way, Johnny and Pat are in New York and have no idea what the fuck is going on.
He's just going.
You must admit I did a beautiful job of it. Does that tell you something? Don't
Yes.
trust me. As I tell John all the time, I lie a lot.
Right.
True.
Why do I ever lie to you? I hope you are surprised.
Who ever give you that idea?
We all wanted you to be, and we hope you will have an evening you will both remember.
Oh, you can say that again.
Driving with John was enough to start it off.
Anybody going their way home?
A time limit has been put on each guest's troast tonight. No one will speak more than 2 or 3 minutes, we hope.
Bullshit.
But since I am the mistress, oh God, I love that word. I can speak as long as I like.
That's why she took it, because of that mistress.
Wait a
Oh, what power. It's a little like being in the light booth. I do feel you should have a short explanation about how this evening came to be. Now, a few months ago, giving credit where credit is due,
Yes.
Laverne mentioned to Dave how wonderful it would be for the people whose lives you have touched, caressed, and nurtured, be given the chance to show you how they care for you. Words spread like wildflowers. Or is that wildfire? No matter. It spread. Everyone wanted in on it. You are both lovely, Christy. The Crystal Room at the Beverly Hilton was reserved. We ran out of space. So another meeting of the quote-unquote committee was held, and the Coliseum was reserved. We lost that to some football team or other. Again, the quote, the committee, unquote, committee met, and a whole new approach was arrived at. There was just no way we could have so many. What if we have a lovely, intimate affair just to show you how we feel? We here tonight would represent all of those who wanted to attend. Then it won't be a party, just a very special, elegant evening together. So we canceled the band, fired the bartender, and we're not kidding.
True.
John called the airbase,
It's
another
true.
place we had planned, and not the officers' club, the runway. And told them things had changed. Now, how do we make the choice of who to invite? God, what a mess. More meetings. People screamed, shouted, everyone had a different opinion, and finally agreed. And although there would have been hundreds here who love you to pay you homage tonight, we are the chosen few. And how lucky we are. If anyone is insulted or angry that they were not included,
Fuck
and
'em.
I can assure you that there will be, when they come to you, just lay it on the quote, the committee.
Who was remaining nameless?
Now, to get on with the
Irv and Michelle.
Troast. As the mistress, I will call on each member of this intimate group to say a word. Now, as you can see, I had my poor daughter-in-law go to the office today and type up lists of everybody who I was going to give numbers to. But I'm babysitting for 3 grandsons, and I just got bachotted somewhere. So what I'm going to do is like take it around to the table, and you just, it's silly for me to get up for each one.
She's gonna kill me with that hand first.
So, would I mess up your hair?
First.
Would I mess up your hair?
No.
Would I flip
You
anything
can't go
like
over
that?
this way.
So we will start with my husband, because you probably will speak the longest. We'll start with him.
2 minutes.
And go from there. Well, you stop it.
Oh my
I wouldn't
God,
do it.
we're
He pays the
last.
bills.
I
I
love
wouldn't
it.
do. So we start with John.
Probably by this
And
time
take
I'll
it
fall
from there.
asleep.
If you are too nervous or shy to speak, I don't know of anybody in this crowd who is, then just get up and say, I love you, and go on
I
from
love
there,
it.
okay? And I will sit down, and I will be the end, and I have like 3
Camera.
hours. So.
You have your what?
Oh, please come up here and stand where I am standing. Are you taking my picture, Chuck?
Heaven help us.
Is it going now, Chuck? Okay. I'm starting the show, opening the 27th of January, just thought I'd throw that in until Jean gets up and tell you she started. I have more lines. She has more lines. Okay. I'm gonna move over now and turn this over to the Colonel. Would you all stand at attention, please?
Okay, the fucking colonel.
The word keeps coming up.
Well, along with everything.
I have a few things here. Very good. Yeah. But I really am proud to be here, not just because of Irv and Michelle. You know, most honoree dinners, they use somebody to raise funds for the orphans in Mesopotamia.
Okay, I'll donate
And all of that
already.
sort of thing, or they want a tax exemption. Not here. Everybody that's here tonight is here because of Irv and Michelle.
Yeah.
That's the important.
Yay!
Of course, if anybody knows about a tax exemption, let me know.
No, I got it already, forget it.
Ask the accountant.
But anyway, obviously from some of the words that have been passed around, they needed a little class to start this thing off with, you know, and so I am volunteering.
By the time he gets it out, we'll lose the war.
You can't win them all.
And so I felt that it was proper that we should have something that would reflect the philosophy of the people that we're honoring here. And of course, I remembered Desiderata. I think you all remember that. That was that plaque that was found in the Baltimore church, you know, that said things like, "Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence.
Oh my God, Shakespeare.
Avoid loud and aggressive persons that are vexations to the
Well,
spirit.
that fucking colonel's got some lines.
Exercise caution in business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. And take kindly the counsel of years, gracefully surrendering the things of use." And it ends with all the sham and drudgery and broken dreams, it's still a beautiful world. Strive to be happy. And I want Michelle to have that, particularly.
Thank you.
But I think everybody should understand that there was another plaque found, very similar to this. It was on the back of a flat on a Broadway theater, I think for Tobacco Road or one of those great shows, called Deteriorata. Now I want you to pay very close attention to this, because I'll be asking questions later. Go placidly amid the noise and waste, and remember what comfort there may be in owning a piece thereof. Avoid quiet and passive persons unless you're in need of sleep. Rotate your tires. Speak glowingly of those greater than yourself, and heed well their advice, even though they be turkeys. Know what to kiss and when. Consider the two wrongs never make a right, but the three do. Wherever possible, put people on hold. Be comforted that in the face of all aridity and disillusionment, and despite the changing fortunes of time, there is always a big future in computer maintenance. Remember the Pueblo. Strive at all times to bend, fold, spindle, and mutilate. Know yourself. If you need help, call the FBI. Exercise caution in your daily affairs, especially with those persons closest to you. That lemon on your left, for instance. Be assured that a walk through the ocean of most souls would scarcely get your feet wet. Fall not in love, therefore, it will stick to your face. Gracefully surrender the things of youth, birds, clean air, Taiwan, and tuna. And let not the sands of time get in your lunch. Hire people with books.
Hire people with hooks.
For a good time, call 606-4311. Take heart amid the deepening gloom that your dog is finally getting enough cheese, and reflect that whatever misfortune may be your lot, it could only be worse in Milwaukee. You are a fluke of the universe. You have no right to be here, and whether you can hear it or not, the universe is laughing behind your back. Therefore, make peace with your God, whatever you conceive him to be, Harry Thunderer or Cosmic Muffin, with all its hopes, dreams, promises, and urban renewal. The world continues to deteriorate. Give up. I wanted everybody to experience that, because thank God you all didn't follow that advice, that give up bit. I know that, because in just the short time I've known you all, it's been, as I think back, there's been a whole kaleidoscope of memories, of fun times and big events and troubled times. I have a picture. Here it is. I'd like to share with everyone. We went to Hawaii with Michelle and Irv one time, and unless you have gone snorkeling and come out and watched this thing that resembles a little bit the Loch Ness Monster, actually, coming up, you really haven't lived. The glasses have his correction in them, however, and it's really interesting to watch him read the paper. There's another picture of that. But those were some of the fun times. The video, the ball games. There's a special fun time that I remember particularly that I'm sure that maybe they don't think so highly of, but it's their breakfast table. We've stayed over there so many times, and that breakfast table at Sunday morning is an open forum. There's 4 people sitting there, and any discussion, any subject is open for discussion, and there are always 4 opinions. Nobody changes their mind, but everybody gets to express their opinion. It's the kind of thing that makes you feel good inside. And of course, there's big events. You know, we got married over there.
Oh, yeah,
And I was sitting there at that same breakfast table when we made a decision to buy a house up in Oxnard. And then later on, I was sitting around that same breakfast table with Irv while he helped me figure out some of the problems that were involved in a divorce and how to work around the problems.
With Edie?
And then, no, not with her, to get ready for her. But the most important, one of the wonderful things was the support I got when Edie was in the hospital, and I had somebody sitting there in that room waiting with me. That I can never forget. So I guess when you add them all together, they don't give up. They hang in there, and the word is support.
Yeah.
Maybe a story that I can tell you. It isn't quite appropriate, but it helps a little bit to understand what I'm talking about. When I was an aviation cadet and a second lieutenant, and I was learning how to fly, and also learning about the evils of alcohol at the same time, I found out all about how to get out of a spin in an airplane. You know, you put full rudder with the spin and pull the stick back, and then you crank opposite rudder, pop the stick after a quarter of a turn, and then sort of ease her out. And it works. It worked all the time. It was a real easy thing. The problem that I ran into that didn't work was after enjoying the evils of alcohol and getting into bed, the spin kept going on that bed, and with the inevitable results that I'm sure many of you have experienced. And then I ran into a very wise first lieutenant, and he gave me the answer, very simple. He says, when you get into bed, just reach out, touch the wall. That's your point of contact. And it all worked. The spin stopped, everything came into focus. You've been our wall.
Okay, mistress.
No, just...
Oh,
Jackie.
next, Jackie.
Jackie,
Oh my God, how can you top that?
you don't try.
Jeez.
You don't try.
So beautiful.
You don't try.
Yeah, John will give you mine.
There's nothing I can say except I love you.
Oh, that's the best. Oh, Jackie, that's terrific. I love it.
Okay, Jeanette, come on.
Okay, got to speak. Oh, Jackie, don't. Chairs are nothing but going out.
I want you to know it took 14 people and 3 horses to get Jeanette up tonight.
Let me tell you.
Would you believe this is shy? Oh, but she's moving the mic so
I'm
you can
moving
hear
the
it.
mic so that you can hear.
I hear you fine.
You don't have to touch it.
You know,
Would you like to put it under your dress?
I brought notes. Does that count?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's been set, Jeanette. You don't have to touch it at all. It's very loud.
That's not the microphone, that's the transmitter. The microphone is the flower.
The flowers are good.
Hi there. Anyway, this is an SOL party for Irv and Michelle.
SOL.
SOL.
You know what that means?
No, it's not what you think it is.
Send our love.
In this case, it's a show of love party. And this is an extraordinary occasion. Now, I dare say that everyone in this room can count many, many blessings in their lives. All of us here have families that we love, who love us. Still, we're gathered here this evening. All of us have the financial means at least to sustain and to keep us. And still, we're all here together tonight. All of us have talents and successes that we take pride in. And yet, we're still all here tonight. All of us have activities, projects, keep us busy, keep us occupied. And still, we're all here tonight. And all of us at this gathering have many friends that we cherish and that we take joy in. And still, we're all here tonight, aren't we? Why?
got nothing else to do.
Well, aside from that, maybe it's because in some way or other, Irv and Michelle, individually, both of them together, through the years, they've provided to each of us in a very special way love or sustenance or pride or activity or joy to our lives. That means something very unique to all of us. And what better way for all of us to show them how we feel about them than an evening like this to tell them that we love them very much.
Hey, Jack. Go to it.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's getting some.
The old glasses go on, huh?
I just keep mine on.
Well, since I'm the person who coined the word Troast at Edith's birthday party last year, I think and I feel I'm qualified and the appropriate person to play around with some more words for this particular occasion. For the names of our honored guests, Irv and Michelle, show a lot of promise. And going off my notes, I'm glad I'm up first because I know I'm going to steal a lot of your stuff. Oh, I love it, I love it. And the idea is that some of the things that John said just lead in perfectly to what I feel I want to talk about. Irv and Michelle, what do they really spell? Ooh, I'm a poet. Oh. Let's take Irving first. The I. The I stands for instrumental, among other things. Irving has been one of the driving forces behind Kentwood Players and the success of Kentwood for over 25 years. We've all contributed, but when Mr. Rosen was asked, right there. What does that lead into? I, then we follow it with an R. R is for reliable. You ask, you got it, booby. Boom, we'll do it. Does that sound like boom, boom?
Yeah.
An Irv Rosenism. From the Rosen Printing Company that he and I started about 17 years ago, or 18 years ago, when I was first doing the publicity, 20 if you will, I would go over to the B.R. Morrison Development Company and I'd say, Irving, I need. He says, you got it. Whatever it is how many copies you need of releases? You got it. We ran the Rosen Printing Company on B.R. Morris's machine for years. For years. That's reliable. During the price. Never forget it. Irv says, geez, I think I got a small problem. I'm going to be in Philadelphia and Chicago. I've got to go there Monday. He was called out of town for business. He says, Irv, you got a play to do Thursday night. Not to worry. Don't worry. I'll be there, you know. What time's the plane get in? 5:30, 6 o'clock, maybe 6:37, maybe 7:30. Don't worry, I'll be there. It's in Chicago. Work. Plane comes in at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Direct from Philadelphia opening, so to speak, to the Kentwood stage, still on a 3-hour jet lag. Gregory Solomon went on and was brilliant as usual. That's reliable. Another example of his reliability is how on Death Trap, a lot of changes had taken place. Irv steps right into the directorial shoes. And when Syberg was transferred to the East Coast during the company, you know, he had to go and blah, blah. Irving stepped right into the breach. Once more, dear friends, just like Henry IV from Shakespeare. A real trooper, that's reliability. The V, IRV. What could I think about?
Virgin?
So I said,
Virtuous.
listen, the V stands for Vel. As in, Vel, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you. I love the guy.
That's
what
very
the hell
good,
can I
Jack.
say? And I love the girl that's sitting right here on his left. Speaking of the girl on his left,
That's a long name.
Michelle.
That's a long name.
Michelle. Michelle. And we all know what Michelle Richards really stands for.
Esther Rosen.
Esther Rosen with 2 kids, Mitchell and Richard, or Richard and Mitchell, depending on how you want to look at it.
And Gabriel.
The M, well, he's not her son. The M stands for my queen. My queen. My Anne of 1,000 days. 20, well, almost 20 years. Yes, 20 years this year, we did Anne of 1,000 days.
Oh my God.
She was my queen. I have a little story about the queen. Some of you may or may not know, but there is a picture of me adorning some wall or album somewhere. In the old days, before we just had little tiny dressing rooms on each side. We all remember what that was like. And there is my tush sticking out in my undershorts, and Michelle is making up at the table, and somebody else is over here. It was tight quarters, and we loved every second of it. And Jerry Silvers used to say, I like the way we mix boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl in the same dressing room. We were very, very democratic in those days. Incomparable. She is incomparable as an actress and as a person. We have been following your brilliant career, my dear, for many, many years, and you've never let us down. And what other miracles do you have in that bag, Mrs. Jacoby? Charming. Have you ever known a more charming or perfect hostess? Always there, Mrs. and Mr. Reliable. C is for the charming. H is for happiness, because Michelle is always a joy to be around. I have never known her ever to have a frown on her face. Always a happy, joyous person. And with that, you make us feel the same way. And E is for elegance. Elegant. She always looks like $1 million, and Irv's checkbook can attest to that. And L is for life, because Michelle is full of life and love and happiness and all those great things. The other L, second L, is for love, because to know Michelle is really to love her. And E, the last E in Michelle, E is for Esther, because that is her real name. E also stands for the end of this Troast.
Come on, Pat. Charlotte.
Charlotte. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Are we gonna listen to that?
Are you gonna read all that?
Oh
Is
my
anybody gonna read?
God. Oh my God. Give her some coffee, will you, please?
Well, I'm not a clever person. And I'm not gifted towards being humor. I have a wonderful laugh, I'm told, and I can understand jokes, and I
Who
make
told
a
you?
great audience. And I've been told I should be paid to come to a show. And I love hearing all those things about myself, but I'm not clever, and I'm not able to entertain you. And on the basis of not being able to entertain you, I'll let you cry with me. Irv and Michelle have meant so much to me ever since we joined at the same time, the same show. And they kept it a big secret. I don't think they meant it to be a secret, but it was a tiny secret at the time that Michelle had a husband and children. She was masquerading as a star, but that wasn't a masquerade. She was. She still is. But the things that mean the most to me are the very personal things that Irv and Michelle have done for us. Some of them only they know about, and they are so personal that I can't share with you. Even though I know that this audience is the kind of audience that if I told the especially wonderful things that they have done for us, that you would understand it, and it wouldn't leave this room if I asked you not to tell anyone. We all know you can keep a secret.
We did a very good job.
When we all of us have had kids, and we all know that children can bring as much love as they can concern. And Irv and Michelle, whenever we needed someone to just unburden to, have always been there. And that is my particular pride in having someone that I can pick up the telephone and feel like crying, and when I get through, she's done just what several other people have already said, sparkled at me and made me feel good. When our daughter was expecting her first baby, I was talking about going down and buying things for her. She says, don't buy, go see Normie. I did. And I did buy, but I was able to buy twice as much. And when Sean Patrick was born, we just put an addition onto the home. And we all have times when our bank accounts are kind of threatening. And I was at the stage where I felt like I had to go to the bank or go to jail, one or the other. And Sean Patrick's baptism was coming up, and out of the blue comes this package, which I'll never forget, because at the time I really couldn't afford to buy a new suit for Sean Patrick to be baptized in, and there it was.
Oh my.
And those are the things that I remember. The good times that we've all had together at the theater. They're the frosting on the cake, but it's the personal things that I love them for.
You better say something funny, because I'm getting torn up inside. Son of a gun.
Very nice, Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte, that's beautiful.
Boy,
Cut back the
hard act to
phone.
follow. Being one of the very few non-acting introverts in this great group.
Introverts?
I kind of know how Clint Eastwood felt several years ago at the Oscar Awards when the last minute the MC didn't show up when they asked Clint Eastwood to come out and carry the evening. And he came in and said, my God, I've only had 10 lines in 15 movies. Why ask me to carry the whole MC? That's kind of how I feel. But unaccustomed as I am to pubic speaking, I would like to say...
What is that?
You have to listen fast. I only say it once. One of the things that I've always enjoyed about Michelle is that no matter how down you are, she's always constant. She's always happy and effervescent. And if you're going to the theater and you're feeling a little bit blue or something, just a little hello from Michelle is enough to kind of pick you right up.
Oh, yeah.
And she carries you because she's so wonderful and effervescent. She's always happy and always
That's a
smiling.
word I should have used in E.
Effervescent. I love it. I love it.
And she's never talking down other people, which is a rare thing in this world.
Ooh, what she said about you.
She's always willing to listen to you in a nice, quiet corner when you want somebody to talk to. Irv, for his professional generosity, if you want to figure out how to fill out your income tax, he'll be glad to help you out. And for his professional generosity and kindness, we all have benefited.
He only charges minimum wages.
There's a lot of personal things that are very personal that you don't talk about, but I've always enjoyed the steam baths and the barbecue spare rib dinners we have.
Oh my
One of the things I remember many years ago, a few of us went down to Ensenada on a fishing trip. Now, some of you may think that a man's best friend is his dog or whatever, but let me tell you, when you're down in Ensenada and you get Montezuma's Revenge, you realize that a man's best friend is a good roll of toilet paper. And from Ensenada back to Los Angeles, many of us shared one roll of toilet paper at every gas station along the way, sometimes even without the gas station.
You deserved it, every one of you.
Remember that.
But one of the more subtle contributions that the Rosens have made to Kentwood is their introduction of Jackie Casas to Kentwood, and I thank them for that.
That's right. We all thank him for that.
In conclusion, I would like to point out that although Irv is a mathematical head of the family, Michelle will always be our titular head.
Right.
What does it mean, titular?
What's his titular?
Let's make this titular.
What's his titular? John?
Come on, Rosa. Come on, Rosa.
What does titular mean? What does titular mean?
Where do you want a word like that? I wanted to know. Boy, I'm like him.
Well,
A word like
First of all, I feel that Michelle and Irving should be roasting and toasting us because there is so much warmth coming from them.
Yeah.
That was cute. I spent all afternoon on that. No, I wanted to bring to mind an episode that happened many years ago, and one which I will never forget. I was doing a show, and I was on stage, and Mel, over there in the corner, was on stage with me. And we were doing some lines, and all of a sudden, both of us just went blank, completely blank. And we stared at each other for about 20 minutes. Only, it seemed that long, but it must have been about 2 seconds or something. And all of a sudden, this little voice came out and said, "Say, has anybody seen my earring?" Here was this darling little person with all this hot box outfit and these legs and everything, and she just saved the show. The show was Guys and Dolls, and I've never forgotten. And I thank you. The other thing I want to say is that it's very nice sometimes when you're doing a show in the boondocks and you don't think anybody is out there that even cares whether you're on stage or something, and all of a sudden you hear this laughter out there, and you think, they did come, they got my notice, they're there, and they're giving the support that you want so much. So thank you. Thank you for all this.
Go, Jim.
Jim?
Oh, God.
God, I'm gonna cry, Alice.
Well, of the 1,000 reasons up there, I drew 692 to 705. All of which have to do with personal hygiene. But I really would say, unlike the rest of you, I have never been in a show with Michelle. I have never been in a show with Irving. I've never been really, worked on a show.
As a matter of fact, you've never been in a show. Let's face it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, he has.
Oh, he has.
I was in the show long. But anyway, no, but I would like to say really that I think, in my association with people, these are two of the finest people that I have ever met, along with all of the people at Kentwood. And I really mean that truly. And I really don't know what to say other than that they have given me a great deal of joy, and I appreciate everything they have done, and I really, really love them both.
Head down to 2 minutes, D. That's it, D. D, 2 minutes, D. It's all over.
For the second time in 2 years, I have said I'm never going to do this again.
1 year.
1 year.
That's
Same year.
right, yes, yes.
This is 84.
Yeah.
I'm never going to do this again, and I'm not.
She's not, she's got a list.
But then they threw me a curve and said it had to be 2 minutes, so you will all forgive me for reading this very quickly.
We got you
Okay.
on the timer.
I keep saying that I'm never going to do this. Actually, I couldn't pass up this opportunity to tell Irv and Michelle what I really think about them. Well, here, because we all love them.
Right, yeah.
I've been invited to partake of their hospitality many times, many times over the past 20 years. The weddings, birthday parties, swim parties, New Year's Eve parties, gas parties, and just parties for the sake of having parties. Okay? All of which were absolutely wonderful and marvelous, but I don't want to talk about that. What I really want to talk about is clothes. Michelle, you were truly a wonderful friend. I mean, how many friends would give you all of their clothes? And I was absolutely clothesless. And I received a very large portion of these clothes, and then decide to go on a diet and not ask for the clothes back. I mean, that is friendship. That is really friendship. I'm truly grateful to you, Michelle, for dressing me for 2 New Year's Eves, for various other parties, not to mention theaters and luncheons. However, she never gave me a nightgown or negligee. I don't understand that, Michelle. I mean, a lot of things you dress me for, but, we'll talk about it later.
I overlooked that.
We'll talk about it later. Okay. But I would like for you to please let me know if you intend at any time to change your weight again. At any time. And let me know if you decide to go up or down, because I want to go the other way. I want all of her excess clothes. I want to be the right size. I'm going the other way. Okay, now we come to Irving. Irv,
You can have his clothes, too.
yeah.
Doing
Nobody wants his clothes.
wonder.
Not many men would be as understanding and generous as you. I mean, really, I've noticed you watching various women parading around town in gowns, which you have paid for.
No.
And not once, have I seen you ever go up to one of their husbands or boyfriends and present them with a bill. I mean, that is chutzpah. That is chutzpah. Instead, you buy the guys a drink. And then you go around and you're very complimentary to the women. I mean, insisting all the while that you've forgotten that Michelle ever owned those gowns that they're wearing. That is, Irving Rosen, you are a real mensch.
Dee Dee.
Aside from all the things I've just mentioned, and most importantly, Irv and Michelle, you are a warm-hearted couple who truly care about their friends and their problems, whether they be big or small, whatever. You're always there to lend an ear, or give a helping hand, or just lots of moral support. And by God, you have. For me and everybody here. Irv, Michelle, I just want you to know for the record that I feel blessed to have known you all these years. And that I feel truly honored having you two as friends. You're warm, loving, generous, classy lad and lassie. And by God, you serve the best onions in town.
Onions.
I love you both.
Let's go, Chuck.
Hey, Chuck, can I see through that eyepiece?
Yeah, I don't know, Jack.
Work like give me a half hour.
I put the camera where it can see. Yes, you can.
You having a good time?
Oh, yeah.
We hope so.
Well, of course, we all agreed that we were each going to say something. So the task that I set myself was to find those traits that applied to both Irv and Michelle, all at one time. What are the traits that make Irv and Michelle so desirable as friends and companions? So, being a Virgo and an engineer, I went to a reference book and made a list. This is all in alphabetical order.
Oh, there goes the Virgo.
Oh, shit, there goes the camera.
And there will be those that you may or may not agree with, but you have to agree that they are both cheerful, courageous. That seemed like an odd one, but you got to remember, Irv did go outside with Mr. Nord.
Oh, my God.
You weren't there. God.
He's next, Chuck. You better.
They're conversant with many subjects, dependable, already been mentioned, discreet. They know when not to speak, even-tempered, mostly. Generous in sharing possessions and, more importantly, in sharing themselves. Humorous, intelligent, kind, modest, polite, and well-mannered.
Modest?
Sociable. Well,
Thrifty, brave, clean, reverent.
sometimes he doesn't brag. I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time. Did I say sociable? Sympathetic. Some of these have already been mentioned. I knew these would be words that other people would use. Tactful. Talented.
Did you say tactful?
Uh-huh.
Oh, tactful, I like tactful.
Tact.
Witty.
Yes, very good.
Well, I left till the last through this alphabetical list the word that I thought that was the most definitive, caring. That's the trait that enhances the value of all the others already mentioned, and it is that which makes them most valuable as people, is their sincere concern for others. So much for the good.
Now comes the good part.
Well, now, no one is all good or all bad.
True.
And that brings us to the matter of pride. I suppose most of you know that Irv is very proud of his ability to bargain. This is a pride that's not necessarily misplaced. Maybe a lot of you haven't heard about the time before they left New York, when Irv was walking down one of those streets at the south end of Manhattan, where the merchants pull you in off the sidewalk. And so early one Sunday morning, Irv was walking down one of those streets, and this merchant pulls him in and says, "Listen, have I got a suit for you? This is the perfect suit for you." You gotta come in, have a look, and look at the color. Of course, he's got a blue light. He says, look at this beautiful blue suit. It's for you only because it's you. I'm gonna give it to you for $15. And the merchant, and Irv says, no. The merchant says, wait a second, you gotta understand this was a special design, and this is the last suit left of the whole bunch. But because it's you, you're such a special person, I'm gonna give it to you for $12. And Irv says, no. And the merchant says, hey, listen, this is Sunday morning, you're my first customer. He says, I gotta sell this suit because this is important to my whole business and my whole life. I'm gonna let you have this suit for $8. Irv says, no. And the merchant says, my God, what kind of a man are you, don't you understand? This is important to me. The first day of business, the first day of the week, I got to do, when I start this thing, I got to finish this thing, I'm gonna give you this suit for nothing. Irv says, not without 2 pair of pants.
I love it.
The key word on that one was pride.
Yes.
They both have some, and they're both entitled to it. And I want to say that I am proud to be known as a friend of Irv and Michelle.
Da 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 da
Joyce is gonna get
This is a first.
I'll tell you.
I have a toast. Here's to Michelle and Irv, a couple who have the 2 greatest gifts in life, people to love and people who love them. And I'm
Oh, that's
Good for you, Joyce. Now that was a first.
Let me tell you,
John, oh my God,
Good for you, Joyce.
Da 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 da.
Michelle,
Now we go on.
Michelle and Irv,
Get comfortable, this is gonna be a while.
who knows how long it may take? Everybody said all the nice things about it.
Oh, you're right.
Irv and Michelle, Irving, there's a man. Is that a man? Is that a man? No, a man who read in the newspapers one day that it takes $10 to support a kid in India. So he sent him his kids. That's a man. Is that a man? Huh? And Michelle. Michelle, what a wonderful woman. A woman who spends 3 hours in hospitals teaching nervous people how to eat Jell-O. Is that a couple? That's a beautiful person. And
With a
Irving,
fork.
he's such a wonderful man. Irving is a man who just recently he just recently willed his body to science. And science is contesting the will. Beautiful person. And smart? You think anybody can be an accountant? Here's a man who took a picture of a rainbow with black and white film. Absolutely. Michelle once asked him to change the baby. He brought home a different kid. And Michelle, a beautiful, wonderful Michelle, our beloved Esther. There's a woman with guts. You don't know the kind of guts that Michelle Rosen has. Recently, she went down to the Russian embassy and sang, "Look for the Union label" in Polish. I mean, I'm very happy to be here tonight. I mean, it's a pleasure to be here at this Troast tonight. In fact, I'm more than delighted. I'm thrilled. Because if you think about the people in history who have never done a Troast.
Never had a dinner.
Never did a dinner, right? They never did a Troast. I happen to have a list here of all the people since the beginning of history, since the beginning of time, who have never done a Troast. Eve, Eve, when she said to Adam in the Garden of Eden, "What do you mean the kids don't look like you?" Never did a Troast. Lot, who said when his wife was turned into a pillar of salt, "Salt I got, popcorn I need." Never did a Troast. Santa Claus's mother, who said, since he went into the toy business, he's never home for Hanukkah. I mean, I could stand up here for a week and tell you all the people who never did a Troast. King Solomon, who said to his 1,000 wives, "Take a number for better service." Never did a Troast. Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu, who said when he came down from Mount Sinai, "The food in this hospital is terrible." Never did a Troast. I could stand up here for 4 days. Thomas Noguchi, who said at Cantor's restaurant, "I'll have a corned beef on rye. I'll cut it myself." Never did a Troast. Mahatma Gandhi's mother, who said, "Mahatma, eat a cookie, who's gonna know?" Never did a Troast. I could stand up here for a week and tell you. Bluebeard, who said to Scotland Yard, "How should I know how many women I killed? I'm a murderer, not an accountant." Never did it. I mean, we're talking about the biggies here tonight. Jack the Ripper's mother, who said, "How come I never see you with the same girl twice?" Never did a Troast. The Ayatollah Cockamamie, who said in Tehran, "You can call me Aya, or you can call me Tola, or you can call me Mamie, but don't you call me Kaka." I tell you, I'm here tonight, like everybody else is here, to give a little tribute to Irv and Michelle for all the joy and happiness that they've given to us. And I, for one, couldn't ask for better friends.
Yeah.
Oh, Mel, that's hysterical. That's one of your routines, right, Mel? When do we see that one? Michelle, there's a workshop for you.
Oh,
Which I'm gonna do. I just want to say I love you both very, very much. That's what
Do your thing.
I really do.
Let me entertain you.
She called me this afternoon and she said, "I have thought about it, I have written it, I have studied it, I have memorized it."
But I ain't
and
gonna
I'm
do
scared. And I'm gonna hold you, right?
Come on, do it.
I'm gonna give it
Why
to
don't
you.
you read it?
Because I can't. I really can't. No. I really, it's so long. Look at it.
They love it.
We have time. We have time.
We have time, we've got nothing but time. Let's hear it, everybody.
Oh my God! Here is Laverne finally making her debut among the Kentwood greats. For a very important occasion, and what could be more important than this toast for our dear friends Michelle and Irv? Oh my God, is right. I know there is much love in this room tonight, and I too would like to add mine. First of all, can we talk, Michelle? Just the two of us. Can we talk?
Can we talk?
Okay.
Can we talk?
Every year, all of us get older, but you get better with age. When you're on stage or when you enter a room, you light up my life and everybody else's.
Oh.
It is true.
I know,
With your
for
radiant
sure.
smile. Who says you have to be domestic to get by in this age?
hearts and flowers for you, Michelle. Here's to Irv.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
now we get into the good stuff.
Oh.
You, my dear, also get better with age. If ever I were to fantasize, it would be with you. You are so charming, sincere,
I should have kept her in the seat.
sensuous, and so
You know
very,
it,
very
yes.
Should've let her write it.
Right,
It
idiot.
really is so very sexy. And generosity, too, is much to be said. We could spend our days on Fantasy Island just watching all those marvelous plays you recorded through the years. And all those movies from your video library. You two people are always there when you're needed, in good times as well as bad. Thank you for sharing your home with all of us, even though it was touch and go if Michelle was gonna be there when she was in a play.
Yeah, true.
Now that I've gotten up and said something,
I don't want to sit down.
but everyone should have a chance. So I'll end this with saying, thank you both for sharing and caring about people, and after all, that's what this evening is really all about.
Versa.
Vice
versa. Vice versa.
Okay.
You gotta say it right.
I think we created a monster.
Vice versa. Vice versa.
I should have invited her
You
in.
gotta say, you can't her name.
Vice versa.
Take your jackets off. Pat, take your jacket off. Take it off.
I've been thinking about this for months and procrastinating and wondering what the hell I was going to say.
Oh, he's such a good
Finally,
speaker.
this morning,
Oh, he's so
I got
marvelous.
together and got some stuff together, and I don't know it, so I'm going to have to read the damn thing.
Oh, you got some stuff. And he didn't bring his glasses.
He's got his glasses.
He's got somebody else's glasses. I said you'll borrow someone else's.
You know, as I look around the room, I see many of my old friends, and it seems
Jeanette.
I never see, that I never see except at funerals or testimonial dinners. And I often sit there at these affairs wondering, who the hell are they saying all those nice things about? Well, today, so there's no mistake, I'm gonna tell it like it really is.
Uh-oh.
Oh, geez,
Dave, I like
feel
you with the
dizzy from
glasses.
this.
Dave, they're really nice glasses.
The Rosens came to Los Angeles from New York City, where they received the keys to the city of Los Angeles, that is. It was a wonderful send-off, and except for the tar and feathers, they had a wonderful trip. Irv was city treasurer in New York and is still credited with bringing New York to its present state of financial well-being. But in spite of that, he still does the same thing today for a living that he always has. Now, I remember the sign over his first little shop in Cucamonga, CPA, cleaning, pressing, and alteration.
I love it, I love it.
Cleaning out his clients, pressing his luck with the stock market, and altering the company's books. When they first got here, Michelle realized that since she was from New York, she had better go to school and learn to speak English. Now, I happen to have here a copy of one of her vocabulary test papers.
I say.
Hunger. What the posse did to the lady rustler.
Oh, Jesus.
Fowl. A four-letter bird. Geometry. What the little acorn said when he grew up. Nitrate, the cheapest long-distance rate. Of course, you must realize her vocabulary teacher was Laverne Mizrahi. She was asked to use the word explain in a sentence, and she said, don't scramble them, I like my eggs plain. Use commercial and official in a sentence. Come, Herschel, lead official. Michelle's been Jewish a long time. She's never been a shiksa, though. That's a woman who does her
But
own
David, you're
housework.
Sephardic. How do you know about this kind of stuff?
I taught him.
Listen, I've been mean to Michelle. Actually, Irv credits his success to Michelle. He says he's kept working all these years because he wanted to see how far beyond his means she could live. And she's winning. Look at them. Michelle looks so young and beautiful. Yeah. With all their money, I could even look young and beautiful. Well, young anyway. And they're sitting there looking like his sex life still has life. Like it could still rise and shine. Well, shine. Nice. With Irving, his heat has gone, his flame is out. What used to be his sex appeal is just a water spout. We spent a couple of minutes roasting the Rosens, but even a lifetime would never be long enough to list the wonderful things they've done, or the beautiful things that they are. In conclusion, let me say, this tribute is for two of the most wonderful people I know, and it's been too long in coming, and I don't know two people on this earth who deserve it more than Michelle and Rosen, and Irv Rosen, my friends. Those are yours.
Those are mine.
Those are...
Yours. Somebody else's.
The ones you
Where are
can't
mine?
see.
These are mine. I gotta have mine.
Together, huh?
It's getting very confusing. It's getting close, I hate it. Oh my God.
This is the Siamese act. We've got a duet? Yeah. Okay.
Ah, no fair. That's big and I. We
Now, you know you like it.
Yes, yes, yes.
They're entitled to be different.
I love it. See, this way they get 2 minutes, you know.
Marlene, be an audience.
It's okay, it's okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I love it. I love it.
Wonderful beginning.
Thanks. Good evening. If you think I know where to begin this tribute, which, by the way, was a great show,
Yay!
you're sadly mistaken. That's an opinion. These last few days have been very difficult. Just sitting at a typewriter and staring at a pure white piece of paper and have the paper stare back with a blank expression.
And I can vouch for the difficulty of those last few days, believe me.
We've racked our collective brains to try and find something that we could say that would be
Nasty. Even detrimental.
Ooh, yucky, yucky. Yay,
About
boo.
these Rosen
Ooh,
people.
the witches.
Up to this very moment, we've come up with absolutely...
nothing, and I mean nothing.
So?
So now we may as well sit down and...
Sit down, nothing. Didn't your mother ever tell you that if you can't say something rotten about someone, you should say something nice?
Yes, I believe she did.
Well, I love it. Say something nice about them.
I'll try. Which Rosen do you want?
I'll take Irving.
Ah.
That leaves me with the other one. Well, you start first.
As an actress, I was taught to get to the soul of the character I was to portray. The inner depths, so to speak. And I suppose there's more than a modicum of truth in that. But when one studies another character, another human being, to find out what makes that human truly human, one is sometimes stymied. All one can do is see the results of his being and doing. So it is with Irving. Sir Winston Churchill wrote it. You will make all kinds of mistakes, but as long as you are generous and true, and also fierce, you cannot hurt the world or even seriously distress her. Generous and true. Two simple words that sum up the being of our beloved Irving. May life be as good to you, dear Irving, as you have been to us and to life. Amen.
Why is it? Why is it we always say ham and eggs, liver and onions, Oxford and Cambridge, Harvard and Yale, and Irv and Michelle? Why? Is it the rhythm of the names? Is one item better than the other? Hell no. Except Cambridge is superior to Oxford. But Irv and Michelle, it's almost the which came first syndrome. If one must sum up goodness, then the Rosens are one. And if one must define generosity, kindness, and love, then the Rosens are truly one. But maybe, just maybe, Michelle has a gift that is peculiar to Michelle. No maybe about it. She has. You see, Michelle was born with the gift of laughter in the sense that the world was mad. When moments of tension arise, then this whirlwind of life, this wee mortal, unleashes her wit and at times a momentary sting, and lo and behold, the tension has vanished. So Esther, S., Michelle, Richard, Prager, Rosen, maybe it's better we should drink tea?
Yes.
No, my dear, my very dear lady, you are life's tonic, a recipe of love, kindness, and generosity. How can one 5-foot beautiful woman hold so much life, love, and laughter and dispense it to one and all? Michelle, long life, and may life be as good to you as you've been to life. Never before have just two given so much to so many. Of love and blessings, amen.
How can you top that? Let's call the party.
Oh, Gee, money. I knew I should have sat over here.
I
should have sat over here.
I should have seated over there. Sorry.
Look what he's doing. Isn't that great? Artie looks so great.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Tell me something new. About 2 months ago, when we first started planning this little Troast.
The committee's a secret.
Hush, hush.
When we is plural.
Right.
We started planning this little
Oh, he must be on the committee.
We
Not me, yeah.
decided that each one of us
I know
would
nothing. Oh,
be
come on,
allowed
guys.
a minute or a minute and a half to say something nice about Michelle and Irv. That was 2 months ago. I searched, and I'm speechless.
That's good, that's good.
Like
Good
that?
delivery.
No, really.
Is he funny like this all the time?
I think I've had a schoolboy crush on Michelle ever since I've known her. Schoolboy crush. That's when as a kid you used to get all dressed up and you'd go out, come back in, your parents would say, "Did you see your girl?" You'd say, "Yeah." If I hadn't ducked behind a tree, she'd have seen me. Michelle is a very attractive and charming woman. And I've always wanted to squeeze the German. Charmin. Would you believe a grandmother?
She's a retailer.
She's a grandmother.
Never believe, never.
I asked her the other day
I believe.
how she liked her daughter.
You're just a realist.
Will you be quiet? I've worked hard on this. So I asked her how she liked her daughter-in-law. She said, fine. I said, the only trouble was we like to lost her the other day. I said, too bad. What happened? Michelle said, I caught her spanking my grandson. We had a party, New Year's Eve, I guess most of you know. Michelle told me then something that I hadn't realized before. Their marriage was arranged. I didn't know that. Michelle said, thank goodness her parents picked Irv. She'd hate to think she picked him herself.
Oh,
think one reason that their marriage has lasted as long, has been as nice as it has, they agreed early in marriage that they'd never go to bed mad. They'd stay up and fight. Of course, Irv is a different story. Irv, you know, is a very intelligent, a very inquisitive man who likes to get down to the bottom of things. And the other day he went into a restaurant. He ordered a chicken salad sandwich and an egg salad sandwich. Said he wanted to see which one came first. I thought that was funny. I thought that
Reader's Digest.
How do you like this one? Irv is very fond of music. I asked him what his favorite rock group was. He said Mount Rushmore.
Oh, mercy.
He also loves art, but I understand that's strictly platonic.
Stand-up comic.
I wouldn't say that he's a cheap man, but the other day he went down to the motor vehicle department to get some of those personalized licenses, and when he found out what the cost of them was, he decided to change his name to Irv 519-WGE. Would you believe 84? On the way back, he stopped in at a bar. I understand they asked him to leave. They wanted to start the happy hour. The night after the party that we had, which incidentally was a terrific party, Irv and Michelle went home, getting undressed and getting ready for bed. Irv rushed into the bathroom, got 2 aspirins and a glass of water, come rushing back out and handed them to Michelle. She said, "What's this for?" "I don't have a headache." He says, "Aha, I got you." I love you both.
Well, kid, you didn't tell me all that stuff. I saw him reading Reader's Digest all the way back to 1978. Well, what I have to say... Oh, National, all right, National Geographic. I'm going to reminisce a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Back in 1958,
Oh, Lord.
1958, at the Pump House Theater, we were auditioning for our very first play at the Pump House Theater called The Fifth Season. We'd already casted one time, had one director, a full cast, and we were trying to get the theater ready. Nothing happened. It took us 2 years to get this Pump House Theater ready to present a play. We lost the entire cast, the director.
Sounds like 1984.
Right. But we decided we were going to keep the play this season. So Michelle Richards came in to audition for the lead. And she was so charming and so talented that she did get the lead. And of course, Fifth Season was a howling success, as we all knew. And at that time, we had 86 members in the Kentwood Players. We didn't know that Michelle Richards had a husband. But she did invite him to come down one time. And she said to him, "Now look, Irv, this is my group. You find your own group."
Oh, God.
That's what she said to him. And so one time, Archie was doing a workshop, a scene from Janus, and he needed an actor in the cast. And we were out for coffee or something with Irv and Michelle one time. And so Archie said to Irv, "Irv, gee, there's a great part in this little workshop for you. Why don't you do it?" And Irv said, "Well, I don't know, Michelle said this is her group. She wants me to go find my own. I don't think I better do it." Well, that was the beginning. Irv did take the part, and we did the play, Janus, and Irv was in Janus. Well, that was the beginning. From then on, it was no longer Michelle Richards' group. Irv Rosen came into the group, and he finally wended his way in to our hearts and into plays and so forth, and it was great. Now, to go on a little bit further, Michelle and Irv lived in Culver City, and they had a lovely rumpus room, and they loved to entertain, and we had many fine parties there. So one day Michelle said to me, "We're moving to the valley. We found a house in the valley." I said, "No, you can't do that. You'll lose told you, we'll never see you again. At that time, they were just putting in the freeway. Up until then, if anybody lived in the valley and you lived in Westchester, kiss them goodbye. Because to go through that pass, through those tortuous roads and everything to get to the valley was impossible. And Michelle said, oh, but you know, the freeway is in now. Come on with me and I'll show you. It only takes 20 minutes to get out there. So Michelle and I drove out to the valley, and sure enough, it took us, what, 20
Those days
minutes?
we drove 65 miles an hour.
Yeah, whatever.
And there were
And
no other
so
cars.
we were assured that Michelle and Irv would not be lost to the Kentwood Players. So I just wanted to reminisce a little bit with all of you and tell you that we could have lost them if the San Diego freeway had not continued on to the valley. And Michelle and Irv, you know how I feel about you.
Come on, Frank, get up.
Before Frank gets up, I just want it known that I am not responsible for Irv coming into the group.
According to Jan, you are.
Uh-oh.
He just won't admit it.
You know what I've got to put my focus
Here
this
comes
way
the
now.
Ivy League. Oh, boy.
I've got to.
The heavyweight is here to talk to you. Bless you, my children. Now, I'm a newcomer to Kentwood, even though we have moved out of the area. But about 9 years ago, approximately 9 years ago, I became a member of the Kentwood Little Theater Group, and two of the finest people I'd ever met came up to me and said, welcome, welcome, welcome. We love you both. We're glad you joined. And it was Irving and Michelle. Irving's next word was, are you an actor? And of course, I smilingly said, no, I'm not an actor. And he smiled back and said, oh, good, no more competition for me. Later on, I was the star as the doctor, and never too late, and Irv wouldn't talk to me for about 6 months. He said that son of a bitch said I wasn't an actor, and therefore I would be no competition. But luckily, as time went on, he managed to say, Frank, you know, I'm beginning to understand why you did this. Your wife forced you into it. You are now accepted, I'll be your friend. Now, Michelle, this whole time, had said, Frank, I love you no matter what you do. Good or bad, you're an actor in my book. So I'm here to tell you that these two lovely people should be honored and respected by all, and it's a pleasure to be included. Thank you both. Oh! Gotta keep it short, honey.
Oh, all right. I don't really know why we're here. From what I hear, this committee got very involved with selecting who was going to be invited and who wasn't going to be invited. There were 150 people, and they were going to have them all in the Coliseum, and then it got down to just us, and here we are. And I'm so glad that we're here. We're part of your little group, even though we're in Port Waienema. That's what you Hugh Enema. Oh, Hugh Enema. Okay.
Across the street from Oxnard.
Yes. Now, we don't go back as far as some of you. And I didn't mean that cruelly. But anyway, as far back as we go, I want to reminisce a little bit about the first time I saw this little lady here. This little lady, who is probably a size 6, 40, 45 tops, looking lovely and chic. The first time I met her, she was about 60. And she went, and you know, she weighed a lot more. Anyway, she came on the stage of the Morgan Theater. I was sitting in the audience, and on blew this little rotund lady with a flat pancake hat. It was Barefoot in the Park, and she was playing the mother. Oh. This was many years ago. Well, it's the first time I've ever seen an audience fall down on the floor laughing. No lines. All she did was breathe hard. And I became a fan at that very moment. And that was Michelle, laughing and just doing nothing but huffing and puffing with this overgrown fur coat and this funny hat. And I said, I've got to know that lady. And we did, and I've been a fan ever since. Now, I want to say that I guess we're all here tonight to honor them because they do wonderful things, and Irv is the host with the most, and you're not a bad guest either. I mean, he's been at our bar, and he just loves it there, and he stays for a couple of days, and we just love it. Well, anyway, they're known as wonderful hosts, and they open their home to all of you for all different occasions. The last one being, as you all know, was New Year's Eve, and we had a wonderful time. And now we're into 1984. What have you done for us lately?
Okay, I can't.
You don't have to.
No way can I top that.
Got more
Are you
notes
kidding?
than anybody else I can
That's
say.
right.
She's been writing for 2 weeks.
Right, continuously.
Now see, now, dear Irv and Michelle.
Dear mother.
Listen, knowing you has been my best. No, I don't want that. Blank page, blank page, blank.
That wasn't much good.
Another blank page. Oh my God. Oh, here we go. Dear I&M. Okay, Eminem. Here it is. Well, I really think that nobody has written a poem. I have sat here to go all around the table, and I'm almost like the last one. Nobody has written a poem except me.
Voila.
Say what? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Well, I'm not going to get sentimental. I promise not to be a bore. But I did write a little ditty for 2 people I truly adore.
Oh,
Oh my God. Oh.
There's more?
There's more. Okay, I got 2 minutes. 2 minutes, they said, 2 minutes.
A minute and a half already.
Okay, Michelle, you are such a fine actress. And Irv, well, Irv, okay, you're a fine actress too. I only wish that I had your talents and the special abilities of both of you. Oh, shucks, you guys. Oh, wow. Oh, Michelle, you have such a wonderful wit. And along with your beauty and charm, you're always ready and willing to give. And more than once, you have been my good right arm. True. And Irving.
That's him.
Oy vey. Irving, you're proving yourself as a director. Trust me. I really know. Come Friday, the opening of Death Trap, hey, we are going to have such a great show. Hey, believe me. Okay, wait a minute, what's next?
Your mouth.
Now, wait a minute. Now, no one has helped me. No one has helped me with this ditty. I wrote it all by myself.
Her nose just grew a half an inch.
You like my writing ability? You like my writing ability? You're right. Let's put it on the shelf.
You know, I was so anxious to get up here first because I know half of my lines would be taken up. And sure as hell they were. And I'm really still excited that... Anyway, what I meant to say was...
Leave it to us.
I had a lot of shtick going tonight for these 2. A lot of beautiful shtick. I took out a slip of paper to write down a lot of things. You can't write anything about these 2. Words can't express how we feel about you, really. In all the time that I've known you both, and it's been a long time, I have not only learned from you and observed you, but you've opened your heart and shared your love with me and Marlene and the rest of us. That we cannot buy with money, Irv. When they say family blood is thicker than water, that's bullshit. Because what we feel tonight for you two, nothing can compare to that. I have to say that as far as actor and actress, I have observed the work that you've done on stage, and I always said to myself, whatever gave me something to rise to, I always had somebody to rise up to. And I've looked at both of you and always said that if I can only have a little bit of what they have and the intensity and the desire and the attitude that you have put on stage, it's part of your life and it's part of ours. And we share that very deeply with you. No, it's not a question of opening your homes to us. You've opened your hearts. This is why we're here. Now, we sent out about 500 invitations, and this is what showed up. Ask the committee, they'll tell you. I mean, everybody here had nothing to do on the 7th of January. Nothing.
You're bad, Dick, bad.
I got news for you. I have been blessed. I have been blessed. My God has blessed me with the friendship of these two beautiful people. And I'll tell you, it's been an experience in my life that I can never forget. Because the love that they have shown, not only to each other, or the love that they have shown to each one of you that we have observed, that's very rare, very rare. You don't find this very often. How many of you can say that you have some friends that could be in the same category as Irv and Michelle? Very few, because they have a quality that just is beyond reproach. In estimation, I would like to say this. You two are both too much. Really, you really are. And we love you for it.
My God, Dick.
Very good.
That was beautiful. I can't top that. Thank God I'm not following him.
All right, I've got some notes.
Those are my notes.
I know, can I read them? I don't have anything prepared. Actually, I feel kind of sorry for Irv because of what we did to him today. He thought he was going to a tech rehearsal. He got shoved through so many things so fast.
You didn't know what hit him.
It'll work, Irv. Believe me, it'll work. Trust me.
Trust me. That's, you know what that means in Jewish,
Yes,
don't
I
you?
know. Yes. And it's in the mail, and don't worry. Okay. It's difficult, really, because you guys may not realize it, but when you stop and think, from the first time I met you, which was 1961, at the age of 15,
Oh, yes.
I've literally grown up with you. Okay? My memory beyond that, it seems like Irv and Michelle have always been, somewhere, here, there, wherever. I don't remember your house in Culver City, but I obviously remember the one in Tarzana. That's why I said I like it, because I just had to roll down the hill. I don't have to worry about driving very far. I don't know, it's funny, but like the play, directing plays the first time, that was Michelle. I finally fetched long enough, or whatever that word is to you.
It's close, it's close.
Okay, close enough. And this has been a very confusing year for me. A lot of things have been going on that I don't understand. A lot of things haven't been very happy. And oddly enough, with the exception of Jack, you were the first person I called. I don't know if you're aware of that. I don't know if I told you that. You were the first person I called when everything kind of came down like an avalanche. There was another reason for it, too, because of the play and everything going on. But I felt good calling you. I felt good calling because and what did she say? One step at a time, son. Sit down, relax, one step at a time. And that's what happened. And Irv, called Irv, he helped out tremendously. I don't know what I would have done without either one of them, really, the whole thing. So they mean a great deal to me. They're almost like parents. I don't know what else to say.
That's true.
Like in everything, we come back to the beginning.
That's the way
I'm
to
sorry
go.
I didn't, thank you, dear. I'm sorry I didn't, I do have to take, thank you, dear. I didn't memorize it. I didn't have time. Between trying to learn lines, which I don't know, my
Better learn your
grandchildren,
lines.
and getting you
Better
over
learn
here
your
with your arguments. What? Go to a formal without an invitation? I never heard of such a thing. This is a thing, as it came out of my mind. I did not rewrite it, I haven't changed a word of it, and I always find that in writing, what I want to say first comes from the heart, and anything I revise is never real. So it is just as I put it on the typewriter. God, I can't type.
Is it in English, though?
No.
It's in German. Can you understand German?
After listening to all these
Translate,
wonderful feelings, I know anything I say would be redundant. My friendship goes back further than anyone here tonight. That is not to say I care more. I just know you longer. And that gives me the pleasure of loving you longer. Because of you two, I met all of the friends here tonight, and so many others that have made my life the wonderful life it has been since coming to California 22 years ago. Because of you, the theater continued to be a part of my life. When obstacles arose that might have made it easier to quit. When I was a working girl, even then, you, Irving, made it so much less of a trauma for me. You were always there to lean on with advice, guidance, and caring. And Esther Bunny.
Esther Bunny.
Always there with the shoulder to cry on and the ear to listen and to help me put things in their proper perspective. Both of you helping in sickness and in health, and in death and in marriages.
Yes.
God, what a way to put it.
No, but it's true.
You were there for the sad times of my life and for the happy times of my life. We have shared so much. And as Jackie Gleason said, how sweet it is. I recently went to a show in New York, and I brought back the album. And in listening to the record, the lyrics were just the words, I think, no, I know, applied to both of you. I wish to hell I could sing it. But my blue velvet voice has developed into more of a foghorn. So please let me recite it for you. And then when you get time, I would like you to listen to the music. It is lovely.
You wrote the music?
No. How often is somebody concerned with the tiniest thread of your life? Concerned with whatever you feel and whatever you touch. Look over there. Look over there. Somebody cares that much. How often has somebody sensed that you need them without being told? When you have a hurt in your heart you're too proud to disclose. Look over there. Look over there. Somebody always knows. When your world spins too fast and your bubble has burst, someone puts themselves last so that you can come first. So count all the friends who have loved you from now to the end of your life. And when you have added the friends who have loved you before, you guys look over here. Look over here. Somebody loves you more. From all of us, the committee, I wasn't there. I mean, I don't know anything. But the committee sat around at meetings and meetings and meetings and said, what can we give them, aside from this very expensive dinner? What gift could we give you? Another child. If I give you another piece of Chinese something, you're going to kill me, right?
Right.
A bunny rabbit, she'll kill me all together. I keep giving her Esther Bunny. She doesn't want any more bunnies. So we decided that the one thing that you like to buy things for yourself, but Irving would be happiest of all with a tape of the show. And so in this is the box, and as soon as we take it out of the camera, will be the tape of the evening. I have one last thing that I have written. Yes, I'm sorry, John. The best thing I wrote, my God.
The best what?
Yes. It says here, John, what did I do with that last thing? John.
The trouble with Harry is...
Okay, I'll make it up.
Tap back there on the camera.
Oh, here it is. Okay. And now for the great performances in life that you have given to all, may we all rise and give you both a standing ovation.
turn to say
I think they do it best in Europe. They don't do it much stateside. Thank you. And God bless you all, each and every one.
Aw.
Thank you.
God bless
Edie, Edie.
Very nice.
They're all your friends, and you're all my friends, but I'm the lucky one. They're my family.
That's true.
Cabbage patcher.
It's true.
Now, how do you top this?
Same
How do
time
you
next
top
year.
it? You just,
You did that last time.
each one of
Same
you
time
have
next year.
topped it. Because each day that we grew up with you, you grew up with us, we each shared each other. We've all shared the love, the friendship, the togetherness. We each lived every day that if tomorrow or yesterday was our last day, we had each other until then. We have been lucky because of you. We've shared it. We thank you. If we've done anything, great. But for what you've done for us, no way. We're the luckiest people in the world.
I couldn't help feel at the New Year's Eve party that something special was happening. Little did I know.
You noticed? You noticed. Huh?
And I said,
Everybody was
Irving,
off of it.
didn't you feel like we were in a love-in? I said it was so, I mean, we've had parties before, and they were successful, and we've all had good times. I couldn't understand what that special something was. I understand it now, and I love you all.
Oh, if there was only a little more ice, this would be good.
I just would like to make an announcement.
Again?
The bartender, well, the maitre d' stuck his head in here, and foolishly, I said, fine. He said, we're closing the bar, would anybody like anything? And I think Chuck Brown was up at the top. I didn't want to disturb anybody. I said, we're fine, go away. If anybody has any complaints,
It's Dee's fault.
it's my
If
fault.
Dee said close the bar, that's love.
The bar's open at the Rosens. Everybody's welcome to come home.
You think you're gonna get home? You're driving with John.
Oh, that's right.